everyone. This video will be a little different than the others. I'm going back to the browser because today we will be talking about the Move Planner. The Move Planner is a very useful tool you can use to plan out your attack. And as you can see, I'm playing as Eagle. I'm about to get my superpower. I want to make sure my super hits before his super, and this is why I use a move planner. With Eagle, you definitely want to plan things out. There's being able to attack twice is very powerful and it opens a lot of opportunities, but you might not always see those opportunities. So this is a global league game that is still ongoing. It has not finished. And I would say I have the advantage ever since this move, but if I treated this as I'm guilty of treating a lot of my games as live games even if they aren't. So today I will show you how I use the move planner. So as you can see, I'm now in the move planner. I am using the Advanced Source by Web Enhancement extension so I can have this little bar here. And the enhancement also allows me to see the movement tiles available for my units so I don't have to count. But don't be ashamed to count if you have to. There's no shame in that. So how I use the move planner, I had already made my move, but I spent over half an hour on this one turn. That might not sound like a lot to people who take that long anyway, but to me, as someone who used to play 2-minute increment games, a half an hour is 15 turns in those games, and I spent that all in one turn. So I'll show you how I initially attacked and how by using the move planner I was able to get a better and better outcome each time. So my first initial thought is I want to break through these infantry and attack this anti-air because I have a lot of battlecopters. If I reach the anti-air and destroy them, I will have my battlecopters would be uncontested. So first thing I did was attack with like start breaking through the infantry, of course. Now, in my game, I only needed 9,000 points to get my super, so I will be calculating how much power I get. Next, I kill this infantry. So that's 1,000 power. I still need 8,000 more. Then I reach one of the anti-air. So, damage calculator, very useful. Before I forget, I did capture before I opened the move planner, so I'm just going to put this infantry weighted here, so you know it'll come up later. So use the damage calculator. I will most likely do 4 damage and take 1 damage back. So if I do 4 damage, that's 1,600 to my power charge, and then another 700 for the counter attack. So let's change that to 6, and I'll take on average 1 damage back. So this is the average outcome. So now I'm at I believe 3,300 power. I can attack his tank with my battlecopter. I will most likely do 6 damage. So that would be another 2,100. So now I'm at 5,400 if I remember correctly. I can move my tank and finish off this 5 HP tank. That's another 1,750. So I'm almost there. I already lost track. but I'm probably at 7,000 or so. But it doesn't, I mean, of course it matters, but this is where most of my power came in. I needed to get my superpower this turn. I don't want Von Bolt to use his super on me first. So I attacked with my battlecopter. Now, last time my tank would do a minimum of 46% damage. So it's more than likely I would get 3 damage done. Like on average, I would do 3 damage here. And that would also mean I take 4 damage back. Therefore, this attack would on average give me 4,800. So that's like 12,000 charge or something. I'm not counting because I don't have to. I already at this point I would get my power. So my battlecopter would survive with 6 HP, and this anti-air would be removed to 3. So from then on, just move out, see what I could do with my next turn. This can't really shoot at anything, but I guess I could attack this infantry instead, and then attack this infantry this way. Well, no. Uh, I would wait till after I use my superpower to attack. So I started seeing what could I do to further my attack. So I moved my tanks from the right side and started shifting them left. Since I'm using my super, these tanks will be able to attack. And then when I looked at my anti-air, I realized if I moved it onto this property, my lightning strike would have reached this battlecopter, but I already captured, so I can't do that. So I was a little disappointed. But, and this, I looked at my other anti-air. I counted the tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I couldn't reach it, I'm 2 tiles away. But I thought, what if I just attack from use my anti-air to attack from here? Maybe I could then reach the battlecopter. So whenever I see a better move I could do, well, the good thing about Move Planner is you can always swap it out. I know my infantry came from this mountain, so it can still attack from this direction. So I could attack this way. Okay, now this anti-air can reach the battlecopter as long as I break this infantry. So, unweight all, let's mimic the superpower. Unweight all, and then weight the infantry that already moved. By the way, I didn't really move this from last time, but it doesn't really matter that much because my focus on was planning out this side. On the right side, of course, I'm going to move down and try to capture these properties. So let's go back to here. If this tank can only hit this tank, what if I use these 2 tanks to wall break this infantry, and then my anti-air can reach the battlecopter? Okay, that's not bad. I definitely want to get rid of the anti-air. And I also want to get rid of the other anti-air. So I will attack with the battlecopter first, and then with the tank. Unfortunately, this is like a 50-50 chance to actually get the kill. And the amazing thing about I'm going to set this back to 10. The amazing thing about using this enhancement extension is that I can press that my super is active, and the damage calculator will automatically place the active superpower buff onto my units, so I don't have to when I use A to select, it automatically has it, and it has the power active, and I don't have to click it myself. So I do 49 to 54, and then I attack with my tank. Wait a minute. No, 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 I don't do 49 to 54. This is actually a bug thing. Is it? Wait, why does it say I have 2 combat? No, I have 1. That's why it was different in my. Okay. There seems to be some bug with this. For some reason, it said I had two comm towers. I only have one. Okay. Well, now we know. That's. I thought it was a guaranteed kill. It was not. But I'd still say it's about a 50-50 chance to actually get it. Unfortunately, I did not actually get it, but I thought I did. But if I did get it, I would attack from the city. But instead I chose to attack from the road. So now I attack here. Don't forget to change this back to 1 because there's a bug that bumps it up to 2 for whatever reason. And this anti-air would survive with 3 HP. But this is still not the best. I still have some battlecopters left, so I can attack this way, and this battlecopter can attack that artillery. Okay. And, well, to be honest, that's actually almost what actually happened. After playing around the move planner some more, I decided upon these sequences. So I captured first because I forgot to, because I just clicked capture. At the start of my turn, I can capture, I capture. And this is what happened, what I decided on after the move planner. Artillery attacks that infantry. Battlecopter attacks that infantry. So I realized my 8 HP battlecopter couldn't really shoot anything other than these two infantry, so I thought, why not let it shoot at an infantry so I can use it. You know, if it's going to get boosted by lightning strike, I might as well use it for something. And I can save this infantry on the mountain for a different purpose. So as similar before, I wall break the infantry, I attack the anti-air. Now the tank I used, it doesn't matter which tank I use, they can both reach the anti-air, so that's fine. I kill off that 5 HP tank, and I attack. So I believe it was also the bug which made me think, oh, wait, let's see. Yeah, it was also the bug with the damage calculator for whatever reason. It said I had 2 in the move planner. But over here, we see on average I would actually do 5. But it's fine. That tank's going to die to a second strike anyway. I'm going to leave this damage calculator out. Alright, yeah. Attack. Okay, I got my power charge. And now I'm going to do as much damage as I can. Like before, I shift my tanks left so I can... I even built a bomber. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Another great thing about the move planner. I can keep track of exactly where the missile will hit at all times. So when I make my moves, like, oops, sorry. When I make my moves, as I move stuff around, the missile location automatically updates. Now, none of this is matter. I already showed you what I'm just trying to show how knowing where the missile will update, like will hit, will allow you to manipulate where it lands. You can do this for Rachel's superpower, you can do this for Sturm's superpower, or normal power. But I was watching that missile the whole time, because I wanted to build a bomber. I also wanted to take out the anti-air, so a bomber would be even more powerful. I didn't get the kill on this tank, but it's fine. I still got to hit the anti-air, and that's what's important. And as a matter of fact, it might be better that I attack from the road anyway, because it spaces out my unit just a little bit more to not get too badly hit. Um, I used the damage calculator during the move planner to see that, well, I do at least 50% damage here, And this infantry will also do at least 50%. So just wall break that infantry. I didn't even have to use my 2 tanks on it this time. Got that battlecopter and began attacking just with whatever I had. I still have this 1 tank left, and I decided his infantry is a little too close to my HQ. I did not like it. While I do want to finish this tank off, let's get rid of the infantry instead, and that's what I decided on. So, doesn't really matter what I do here. I suppose I shouldn't, doesn't matter too much since the Von Bolt superpower wouldn't land there. There's just way too much value on the other side. And if we look at the move planner again, show missile, this is where the missile would likely land. And as I was looking at this in the move planner, I thought, okay, this is a pretty good spot for the missile. It does not hit my bomber. I already crippled much of this side over here, so there's not much room for counterplay. What I don't want is for the Von Bolt Super to hit my bomber, and the only way that will happen is if he can get rid of one of the battlecopters, which he can't. Well, he might if he's lucky. Let's see. Let's say he gets a high roll with his infantry and the anti-air. It is entirely possible that, well, let's actually check. Move planner. So, if you remember earlier, I had a full HP battlecopter. Uh, let's see. Swap. Full HP battlecopter. Attacking an anti-air from a city. Or we can attack. Does anti-air retaliated with 3 HP. So my battlecopter has between anywhere from... So yeah, my battlecopter would have anywhere between 40 and 41% damage. So it should have either 5.9 or 6 damage, or 60% HP left. So now we use the damage calculator again. He would not use his superpower. At least he would have if he realizes that. I'm assuming he doesn't because he wants a bomber. Let's see if it's possible his super hits my bomber. 6 to 12% of damage. Uh, Note that you don't have to make your turn before doing this. After you move your stuff in position, you could just click unweight all and then pretend it's your opponent's turn to see what they could possibly do as counterplay. So let's say he does 12% here and 32% here. It's impossible to kill my battlecopter. So there's no way he can get rid of a battlecopter. Well, what if he gets rid of the tanks? Let's see if getting rid of some tanks will shift the missile to my bomber. Well, what can he do? Let's say he uses his Neo tank to blow that up. He could, let's see, he could try to, or maybe he can go for this tank instead. Well, regardless of what he does, let's say he manages to take this tank. The missile will just shift right by 1 tile to hit this tank. If he manages to hit this tank, it will just shift left again. Destroying this tank would also remove some value from hitting this bomber because the missile would hit here if it wants to hit the bomber. And as a result, I know that, well, he's definitely not getting that infantry all the way up there, that's for sure. That's for sure. So the missile will definitely hit in this general area and not my bomber, which I'm perfectly fine with. Eh, I guess my opponent does have some counterplay on the right side, but I'll leave for him to figure it out. But thanks to this move planner, I was able to plan out my moves, and I would say I'm in a winning position right now. Maybe I might lose a little bit on the right side because I may have overextended, or maybe his super was more devastating than I thought it would be, but it's still not in any losing position. And because I used my super first, I would be likely to get my super first again for the second attack. And at that point, well, Eagle, king of stalling, uh, I don't think he's capable of pulling off an offensive right now, considering the fact that I just captured one of his cities, so I've been fighting with lower income for a pretty long time now, and I'm in position to capture some. Well, maybe I won't capture it, but I probably will get maybe one more city, and our income would be about the same, which means, in other words, I would be winning. So I do believe, thanks to the move planner, I managed to get an extra battle copter. I managed to do way more damage than I would have if I just did this with my first thought, with my instincts. And that's how I used the move planner in a live game. Well, not a live game, but in a global league game that's still ongoing right now. But that's just one example. There are other examples. This game, my opponent had a game-winning move here, but both of us was also treating this as a live game. We made our moves, then let our opponent make their move. We treated this as a live game because I don't know why. We just did. It's still a bad habit of mine, but that's open. So this is what my opponent actually did, and I will show later. She used the move planner to show what could have been done. Note that because I am Sonya, the HP does not update until it's my turn in the replay. So this was the move that my opponent had done. Not bad, it's still a winning position, but not game ending. So when I saw this position, I see a battlecopter, I see a 2 HP anti-air, I get worried because I know that it's possible that I get wall broken. So let's use damage calculator as always. And it's my opponent's turn. Let's use anti-air versus my battlecopter. Minimum 20, hang on, one comm tower. Minimum 26% damage. And thanks to the Sonya's 50% extra counterattack damage, I guarantee the kill. As to why I picked Sonya, this is more of a fun game between acquaintances that just wanted to battle. So I picked Sonya because, I like Sonya. But, yeah, Sonya is very weak. Her passive is actually more like a curse in this case because, well now, because I would have killed that anti-air, she could send her other battlecopter in and do a minimum of 71. Okay, as I was doing this last time, uh, the bug thing I didn't realize it gave a second comm tower for whatever reason, but yeah, she's still guaranteed to die thanks to the super. I mean, thanks to the plus 50% counter attack. But as now I realize it's not a guaranteed wall break, but still entirely possible. So 26% minimum damage. So it's actually about a 50-50 chance. But even then, it's still scary because she doesn't have. I don't know if it's a he or she, but my opponent could attack with this infantry to get a few extra percent damage. You see, this is why the move planner is great. If it doesn't work, you could always try something in a different order. Add another 5 to 10% minimum damage, and you still have some 2 HP tanks here. You could just throw them in if you really wanted to guarantee that you wall break. So let's say this infantry also dies. Unfortunate due to the Sonya's counterattack. It's really much a big curse in this game. But at this point, so my opponent would get their power. So let's toggle power. Neo tank attack my medium tank. Let's just change it back to 1 com tower, and would do 7 damage. Well, it did do 7 damage to my medium tank, but now it can do it without getting hit by my artillery, because in the actual game, I was able to hit that Neo tank with my artillery. Oh, and Neo tank would have survived with 9 HP instead of 8. Then the moves could continue to be pretty similar. Move the anti-air in, I would say over here to continue suppressing my, well, maybe here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to pretty much lock down my airport as well as protect units from air assaults. This tank can go somewhere else and probably kill my medium tank. Maybe not kill my medium tank, but it doesn't matter because there's no further attacks. Eh, maybe my opponent could join the tanks here, but it's pretty devastating. And instead of moving the tank up here, where I was able to trap it with my infantry, as you could see, I moved my infantry there to trap that tank. Maybe instead of that way, shift it left to apply more pressure to the HQ, because, well, my defenses is pretty much gone. I don't exactly have a response to the Neo tank. My battlecopter, if it shoots the Neo tank, I will have pretty much nothing left to contest with his battlecopter. I still have my anti-air actually, so I guess that's something. But it will be very hard to deal with all of this for, I would think. Maybe the tanks might get joined up to do a little more damage, or just instead move it in this formation where it can wall off the artillery. Nice thing about the enhancement is that because I click to activate the power, the unit's movement do get highlighted as if it's affected by the power, so that's another nice thing. So I probably won't resign here because I value unit counts very much. So I probably will still stay on fighting, but it will be a very tough position. The game, it might not have been uh yeah, it would have we did agree on a draw, but I'm pretty sure I would have been even, it might still be a draw here, but it would have been a draw that's definitely favoring my opponents. And for this third example I will show, it's actually a battle against Mangs, you know, that tournament host of the Egg Cup. So here, I was feeling pretty confident. If I looked at the KD, I lost 1 tank, but I killed 1 tank and a battlecopter, And I crippled another tank to 1 HP before it withdrawn. I have no idea where that tank went. So I'm advancing pretty hard on the bottom front. So I'm feeling pretty confident. I treated this as a live game, even though I shouldn't have. And this is what I did. Uh, I first shot that infantry because I can kill the other one with my infantry. I scouted the city with my APC, then began to capture since no one was defending it. My 2 HP infantry, I was planning to move on to the mountains for some vision. And I tried to get a kill here, but this is Von Bolt I'm fighting against, so it wasn't really possible. I saw the anti-air, so I wanted to get rid of it to protect my battlecopters. I got I went in to get rid of his vision. And I just it was a bad turn for me. I'm I'm way overextending here. I'm way overextended, and it's only after I made those attacks where I realized, wait, I had my power. I could have used it to guarantee some kills. Oh, too late for the power. I have to live with my actions. I have to live with the consequences. And Manx was able to respond, killing off so many of my killing 2 tanks and 2 of my battlecopters, so now he's ahead in the KD. So this was a pretty devastating turn for me. It was a blunder that could have costed me the game. I was able to, because I was capturing these properties, he started sending his vehicles to deal with my infantry so he can start recapturing. And I took that opportunity to front shift and start attacking on this side in the center and the top to capture these cities and at least try to take the comm tower. The game ended before that. So I was able to turn this game around, but I wasn't happy with this turn. So let's open up the move planner at this turn. Unfortunately, I can't actually see the fog, but it doesn't. When the game was ongoing, the fog would be there. I can't turn on the fog right for you to see right now. But here's what I was envisioning. After I made my turn, I used the move planner, which you want to use it before. So first off, I went to attack. I know he also has 1 comm tower. He guarantees the kill on my 5 HP infantry, and I get to soften it up. Okay, let's remove that. Now I activate my power because I had it from the very beginning of my turn. Move this infantry here, attack this. This infantry would be at 9 HP. And I would likely reduce it to 6, since partial damage from the previous infantry. And let's reduce my infantry health by 3 as well. Now, well, I want to continue getting rid of his vision, that's for sure. Send this tank over here. Attack it. This infantry is guaranteed to die. Battlecopter attacks this tank. Because I still want to attack with my battlecopter. Okay. On average, I would do 4 damage. Let's move this to 6. Then I move this tank up here. Alright, I might have actually been tricked by the bug which made my damage calculator with 2 comm towers instead of 1. So unfortunately, this tank will survive. Well, most likely survive. I suppose I could sack my. Actually, yeah. I think I would throw my 3 HP battlecopter on the mountain to finish off that tank. And that tank would be guaranteed to die. Well, now I could just move my tank, plop it on the city to effectively wall off my battlecopter from his anti-air. I would probably still move the infantry towards the mountain since I don't know what's ahead and I want vision. And now this is where it would have been different. In my game, I used my APC to scout this forest, but with this move order, uh, I think I'd rather put it here because I would see the anti-air with this tank, and I would just want to shield off my battlecopter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this infantry can still go capture this property. There was a risk of getting trapped since I don't actually see the city, but I would have taken it anyway because, well, I have all these units threatening over here, so I might as well. I would assume my opponent would rather attack my vehicles than a lone infantry on the side. I would probably move my artillery here. It's in range of the anti-air, but I could also proceed to block it with this tank. Then battlecopter, eh. I'll probably just move it here, to be honest. I would attack like so. Yeah, it might not kill the infantry, but that's fine. Then I move my tank all the way back here, kill that infantry, and next battlecopter here. So with this attack, my battlecopters are, I would say it's completely safe from the anti-air. At least, I would think so. I don't know what my opponent would make, but this is the move I would have made. What happened up here would remain the same. I would get rid of that infantry and move my infantry forward to attack. Or to start taking his properties up here as well. So how would it have worked in the game? My opponent may choose to attack. So let's assume they did. They could do this, and that's about it. They can't really wall break. They don't have their super ready. And because my normal power is up, my units are pretty beefy. They're not going to get wall broken. His tank can't reach my other tank in the corner. Maybe he can attack with a 7 HP tank, but it won't wall break me. So I would survive with most likely 6 HP here. And then let's use Von Bolt's 7 HP tank. Yeah, I would survive this. So I would have gotten a tank, and yeah, I would have gotten a tank for essentially free. There was nothing he could do to wall break and reach my anti-air. And after threatening these properties, and likely taking this one and this one, I would then be able to shift my units towards the center and attack, like towards, like just front shift. I captured my properties, I got what I came here for. Now I book it, I just retreat and attack this to take this property while my opponent would be busy recapturing these properties. I would front shift, wipe out the infantry in the center, and threaten his comm tower up here. So if I had used my move planner, I would have been able to do so much more. This is the difference between I still got the kill in my turn, but this time I would not have lost 2 battlecopters and 2 tanks. Only one of my tanks would have been damaged. So that's a big difference. I effectively saved these 2 battlecopters here and another tank. while achieving the same goals I had last time. And this time I might even save my APC because my APC moved over to scout the city, and I sort of left it there just to continue distracting my opponent's vehicles. Like let them attack the APC while I front shift away. So this is why the move planner and the I don't know what caused the bug to give two comp towers instead of one, but yeah, I hope you've seen the power how using the move planner really changes the course of the game because you can spot better and better moves and you'll just play all around better. I suppose maybe I would also move this infantry to kill this, get rid of his infantry here. But this move would have been way better, and I think my opponent might even resign at this point, but who knows. Anyway, this is the importance of using the move planner and damage calculator.